the final episode of Boruto. I gotta say, it's been a long journey for the Boruto franchise, but this episode in particular, it was such a great send off. Like, it immediately starts off with the flashbacks of Boruto when Naruto first had him, and the flashback of the Momoshiki fight and how Boruto had this, rise to fame or whatever, and it just made me so damn sad that when Boruto grabbed Naruto's hand as a baby and transition to like Boruto's dead. He can't grab shit. So it's just made me really sad that like Naruto, for despite being Hokage, he still cannot protect everyone. Like he has lost so much in his life. He has lost his parents. He has lost Jiraiya. He has lost Kurama, and it's like it never stopped being a constant loss for Naruto. Like I mean, I get why Naruto actually he just shocked it in disbelief because he has lost so freaking much, and it's honestly depressing. He at this point is starting to feel powerless, and I get it. Like you have lost Kurama, a big chunk of your power. Now you have lost Boruto, one of the main factors of you wanting to protect Konoha, okay? You want to protect your family, and with that, it's just a complete mood crusher. I mean, anyone would be crushed by that. It's just so damn depressing. But I mean, we would see the fight between Kawaki and Code, bro. That was crazy because Code he could not defend himself against Kawaki whatsoever because it was one of those things where Kawaki Code was actually a shock that Kawaki would actually get karma and like actually kill Boruto. He tried to escape, but like Kawaki, he was not going to be able to. He knew he was not going to be able to fight him off, so he decided to shrink the beat shrink his travel exit, and just so he could like fight Cole on a one-on-one battle. And it was just so crazy to me how like he gave Code the biggest beatdown I have seen in my life. Like at least with the Momoshiki protecting of Boruto versus Kawaki, it was like an even fight. Here it's not even close. Like it was like a downright beat down. Like it was actually crazy how much Kawaki was actually beating this man's ass. It was just an awesome fight, and it was just so interesting to me how I love this. How this fight was just so cool seeing how Kawaki he was just being a badass as always. And for someone like Code, I mean, he's not necessarily a strong person. He's more so kind of been the kind of person who always been, the person who tries to plan ahead because he's not the kind of guy who just a brawler like Kawaki is. Cause Kawaki, he just gives no fuck about who he has to fight. He just want to protect the Naruto. And when we see that scene where like Kawaki about to perform his signature move, literally doing the Hakai in front of Cold's face, it made me smile so much. I love every time he does that. Like cause every time he had done that, he created such a mass destruction. Except this time, there was the one time that it actually backfired on him when he actually decided to bring Daemon out. Like Daemon, like hit that again, like that ability is stupidly OP. Like I mean, like just that one reflex ability, he only used it once, and Kawaki already knocked out. He's out for the count. And for someone like Shikamaru actually got worried because number one, he actually got pissed at Kawaki because no matter how much of a threat Momoshiki is, you killed the Hokage's son. That's not like a let's forget about this situation. It's gonna be all right. And for Naruto, I mean, I guess it makes sense why Naruto doesn't want to vilify Kawaki because at the very beginning of the Kawaki arc, when Kawaki goes to Konoha for the first time, we've seen Naruto said to Boruto that give Kawaki a chance. Like people didn't give me a chance when I first had the Nine Tail, but I want you to give Kawaki a chance. Actually, give him a chance to show his true attention and show what a true life in the village could be, what actual happiness could be like. And if thanks to that, Kawaki has grown accustomed to the village. But the problem is I think Naruto is too stuck to his belief because Kawaki is starting to become a problem, and you really see him becoming a problem in the time skip. And this is one of those things where you know I think Shikamaru was honestly right in this case because it's one of those things where like Naruto actually just gave him special treatment. He was just too lenient on someone like Kawaki, and I get that you treat Kawaki like family, but I mean, you killed the Hokage's son. I mean, again, that is such a crazy thing that obviously no one knows that they kept the secret down on hush. Like, not a lot of people know that Boruto died originally, and it's just so fascinating about Boruto's death. How with someone like Momoshiki, it was so interesting seeing how Momoshiki he actually seemed pissed that like he had to use he had to use the karma to revive Boruto, and it was just so interesting to me seeing how Momoshiki it was just he was just saying how if you die I die you have to stay on the in the world of living just so I can just for the potential I can take over your body. I can still take over your body even if it's not permanent. So I mean at least there's that. So it's not like a permanent solution to Momoshiki being gone forever. It's not like a situation where someone like Kawaki he had the karma and there's no drawback. Boruto still had drawback. And what I love about Momoshiki the transition when Boruto says how yeah you were wrong about this prophecy about how you're saying this blue eye is gonna take everything from me, and the transition where it went from a blue to a complete red during how when Momoshiki he just started to had this evil laugh and this evil monologue how saying how this death you have is literally pointless compared to that. This current event, like they would have nothing on that. And I mean, at least you. If he basically saying at least you dying right here, right now, it would have been a better result than what happens in the future. And arguably, I'm gonna say it is to be honest because like you obviously have seen by the time skip that like Konoha is dead. I mean Konoha is destroyed. So I mean, and that's the result I'm guessing Kawaki and Boruto fight, and love or hate Kawaki. I mean, I kind of think he kind of made the correct call there. I mean, I'm a little iffy on that. He kind of made the correct call. I personally wouldn't want Boruto to die, but he kind of made the right call because at this current point in time, there's got to be someone who has to make the hard calls, and I mean. As much as I love Naruto, Naruto's not making the hard calls. He just wants to protect everyone, and I get it. That worked in the past, but we have someone like Asuki. The normal methods don't tend to work anymore. Like no talk, no jutsu, that don't work anymore. And it's just so interesting seeing how with Boruto, he actually decides to get back up, and he gets revived. And I think it was such a fascinating just a fascinating look at someone like Naruto. Because Naruto, he was just so overjoyed, over the fucking moon that when Boruto got revived, it just really made me smile. Because when Naruto almost died from the Ishiki fight, and it just really made me smile. Because how much of a character bond, how much of a bond that Naruto and Boruto have grown, how their progression has grown ever since the Momoshiki movie. Because the Momoshiki movie, they didn't really have the best of bond. I'll say that much. But now, just seeing them together, it just so such a bittersweet feeling seeing how these people they have so many. They won't be able to enjoy that bond for much longer, which is so sad and bittersweet at the same time. But I guess we just got to see how all that develops. But regardless, when Kawaki actually does wake up and he's surprised that he's not in prison, someone like akin to someone like Sasuke. He actually realized that I wanted the desire to have karma. It's like to fight a Mondo playing this karma in me, I needed it anyway. So it actually benefits my game, and when we see the transition where the current Boruto and Kawaki, they're on the Hokage stone phase. It was just such an interesting look because it was just such an interesting look. On one hand, Boruto is like saying, I'm gonna do my best prove Momoshiki wrong. And while Kawaki, on the other hand, he was saying, I'm going to get rid of all the threats that relate to Naruto. And for someone like Naruto, it just again interesting because Kawaki he literally had no hesitation. Clearly, like Shikamaru said, he had no hesitation who the threat is. Like similar to Hashirama, but when he said, "I'll even kill my own son, my own brother, if it threatens the livelihood of Konoha." And for someone like Kawaki, it's just insane to me how he obviously had an excessive read or as an excessive hold on Naruto, and the fact that like you would claim the karma that badly, the very thing that gave you PSTD, you were craving it that badly just to be able to protect Naruto. It just was insane to me. Like I was just baffled that that Kawaki is still this gung ho on trying to kill Naruto, trying to kill Boruto. Okay, he low-key made a threat that like even if that threat is you, I will kill you. Is what he basically said. And it was just such a great transition because when we see Boruto actually put on the handband, it transitioned to the time skip where we see Kawaki and Boruto actually fight and to destroy Konoha. It was just so awesome seeing how that transition and how these brothers actually are supposedly fighting to the death in the time skip. It just makes me so fucking excited for more. Like it's such a good cliffhanger. Like I actually do want to. Can't wait for the fucking hiatus to end. Like it's just gonna be a good. It's just gonna be a good time when the anime does return because with the hiatus I do believe that it's gonna be better quality. I would hope so because if we get a similar treatment for something like this for this episode for the future and more frequently, I would be all right with that. That's perfectly fine by me. And for again, this episode was just fucking awesome. I think it was just a perfect send off. Like especially with the ending, where how like we see at the end. I mean, even though the ending has been around for the entirety of the arc, I think it's the perfect ending for the finale of part one. Boruto and Boruto and Kawaki actually doing their fifth bond. Solidifying their bond as brothers. And at that current point in time, I mean, are they really brothers? Because again, their bond is starting to break a little bit. So I just find that kind of interesting how everything about this episode really showcases the bond between Naruto and Kawaki, Naruto and Boruto, and especially Boruto and Kawaki. And I think all of that is just very fascinating to me. That's all I really gotta say. All of this is just fascinating to me. How we actually gotta see this. All I do know, I can't wait to review the manga, and I want to know your thought on this. This anime as a whole, part one as a whole, this episode as a whole, and what was your favorite arc and favorite characters? I would love to know all that in the comments below. But with that said, I'll see you guys on next one.